The recommended levels feature in Rumen8 allows you to show the acceptable ranges for important diet parameters using a small traffic light. So if you set up the levels in consultation with your nutritionist, it'll give you a very easy way to see quickly which parameters are straying outside the ranges which you consider suitable for your diets. Now you can do this in the Preferences screen, so up to the File menu, choose Preferences, and across to the third tab, Recommended Levels, so we'll click on there. Now in this window you can see that you can have 4 different sets of recommended levels, so you can switch between them up the top of the window. Each set you give a name, so you know what type of cow it applies to. And then down the left-hand side of the window are all the parameters that are set up to have a traffic light against them. So just for an example, we're going to set up a recommended level for early lactation cows. So we'll just give them a name so we can see what it's about. We'll just do it for NDF. So let's say, just for the sake of example, we consider a range of 30 to 35% acceptable for our early lactation cows. Now we've turned on the value. As soon as we turn it on, the traffic light appears on the diet detail screen and it will warn you when you're outside this range of 30 to 35. If you go below, the traffic light will turn red. If you go above, the traffic light will turn yellow. Now I've previously set up a second set of recommended levels for mid-lactation cows, and you can see it's identical. I've turned on the NDF traffic light, but I've just widened the range out a bit, so now it's acceptable to go up to 38% NDF. Now if we close out of the Preferences, change to the diet detail screen, and you can see here's our little traffic light that's appeared against the NDF parameter. Now our current diet has got 42% against it, so it's too high in any recommended level. Now before we go any further, I should say down in the bottom left-hand corner of the tab here is where you set the recommended level that you're interested in. So to begin with, let's set that back to recommended level set 1, and this is applying recommended levels for early lactation cows. Now let's reduce the amount of ryegrass in the diet, and you'll see the NDF value will drop as we pull that down, and as soon as we go under 35%, the traffic light goes green. If I carried on further down and went under 30%, it would go red. If we stick that back up again to 35%, now if we come down here and change to recommended level set 2, so now we're saying we want to apply the values that we're interested in for mid-lactation cows, you can see that over 35% is acceptable now because we're happy with anything up to 38%. So by setting up a set of recommended levels, you're able to see very quickly and easily which diet parameters need attention because they won't have a green traffic light against them, and then you can work on fine-tuning those.